welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Jessica Clemons. Marie and Polarity took down Godokin, and Sage secretly orchestrating the fall of her own boyfriend is insane. Now Jordan, Emma, Sam, Kate, Annabeth, and Marie are on the run, and this time as rebels in the fight against Vought and alongside A-Train and Annie. The Gen V finale also teed us up for the final season of The Boys. Since we still don't really know where Kimiko, Frenchie, Huey, or Butcher are, Annie might have A-Train on her side, but that's about it. While Vought still controls the Seven, a swarm of loyal soups, and a ton of political power. So what's next for Gen V? How could it all evolve after The Boys wraps up? And what's really ahead of The Boys itself? In this video, we're going to be breaking down everything we know and tackling the biggest lingering questions from the Gen V finale. But first, before we get into it, make sure to check out nerdriot.shop where you can find the latest and greatest in our merch. I got the Godokin University merch. We have two Gen V shirts right now. We have the Vought Fresh Farms and this Godokin University, and they're both amazing designs. I'm obsessed with them. Go over to nerdriot.shop, go get our swag, go wear it on your back. Let's get into the video. As I mentioned, the Gen V finale was designed to set up the final season of The Boys coming next year. Both shows actually feed into each other. Gen V season 1 led directly into The Boys season 4, and now Gen V season 2 will usher us into the final season of The Boys. Season 5 picks up 6 months after Gen V season 2 ends, which, like I said in my breakdown, is the perfect amount of time. It keeps those events in Gen V's finale from being the main focus, while still serving as the spark for everything that follows, like Homelander losing trust in Sage, God You getting back on track, and maybe Sage setting phase 2 of her plan in motion. It also gives the Gen V crew time to settle in without all the meeting people, getting situated, blah, 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 all that filler stuff. We can just hit the ground running. And let's be real, a 6-month time jump. That means Butcher's gonna be right on death's doorstep. The doctor gave him like, what, 12 to 18 months? And while I love to say, you know, well, the timeline doesn't really matter, or it does really matter, The Boys season 5, Butcher's probably gonna be in the worst shape he's ever been in. Kripke has already told The Hollywood Reporter there's now this active growing resistance led by Starlight that A-Train is an important part of. They're really trying to take the fight back to Homelander and this sort of fascist government. So we can expect a new hierarchy of leadership that's no longer Butcher or Mother's Milk, but Annie and A-Train. Annie in the skies and A-Train on the ground. In response to what we could look forward to in season 5, Kripke also stated, "You're in an entire country that has drunk Homelander's Kool-Aid. There, Annie, A-Train, and the Resistance are outmatched by the size of the hundreds of superheroes that are in every town across the country who have been given authority over the police. So it really is a true underground resistance against the fascist government, which definitely has no comparison or parallel to anything going on anywhere in the world." So we'll see a lot of old soups, but new soups as well on both sides. We know Mason Dye from Stranger Things will be appearing as Bombsight in season 5, and Soulja Boy will also be making an appearance. Bombsight was mentioned in The Boys season 4. He'll also be appearing in the Vought Uprising prequel series, as well alongside Elizabeth Posey as Private Angel and Will Hotchman as Torpedo. Daveed Diggs is also joining the season 5 cast in an undisclosed role. So there's already a lot to season 5 that we know of, but not a lot that we can make conclusions to. Gen V gave us some big breadcrumbs for the final season, and the biggest being the new official Vought CEO Sage and her phase 2 plan. Why this matters is simple. Sage will always be the smartest person in any room. The fact she's now at the top means she's the puppeteer, and everyone else from Homelander to Vought's board to their loyal followers are just wooden toys on her strings. Understanding Sage is the key to understanding Vought's downfall. And if this season proved anything, it's that Sage is nearly unbeatable. She's nearly unstoppable. Whether you think her strategies are weak or her logic is unsupported, she's written in the show as a very smart, very cunning, and unbeatable woman. The only one who could really truly kind of stop her, or well, I think a lot of people can stop her, but Homelander just needs to shoot her, just needs to kill her with a laser beam. She can regrow her brain, but she can't regrow her heart. Or maybe crushed organs. So honestly, Sage might die. We also learned Homelander plays a huge role in her phase 2 plan. She never really fully explains what the plan is, but while she wanted Godokin to be a part of it, or at least aware of it, she clearly wasn't aligned with his culling students idea. That wasn't really her strategy. So when Polarity kills Godokin, Sage treats it as a minor speed bump, just another speed bump like she described other failed parts of her plans back in season 4. So whatever phase 2 really is, it's calculated, it's precise, and it's delicate. It's a one-shot plan that even someone as volatile as Homelander could easily throw off, but so narrow that no one's gonna see it coming. And what we know of Sage is very little, but the moments we don't really acknowledge her for are her Julius Caesar speech with Homelander in season 4, episode 1. In episode 3, she requests that Newman disband the Bureau of Superhuman Affairs, condemn the defund the soups movement, remove all books and teachers that teach critical soup theory, and a hero in every town with legal authority over the police. And in episode 7, she tells Homelander, surround yourself with people like her, Firecracker, then you can systemically eliminate anyone who who gets in your way, but there's one person you will never ever defeat. At first, I thought she was setting up Marie to be that one to take Homelander down, and then I started thinking, seeing as she gave Annie the Odessa files, nah, that was just to save Godolkin. She doesn't care for Marie. Marie's a great backup for a real plan. And I think she's actually talking about Ryan when she lets Homelander compare himself to Julius Caesar and acknowledges that there's one person he can't defeat. Homelander is the Caesar everyone fears and admires, and Ryan is Brutus, conflicted, morally aware, and destined to challenge him, whether by force or by exposing the corruption that Homelander represents. Sage might be setting up Ryan to take down his own father. Once Homelander's dominance is secure, she'll turn against him. And I think back to that scene with the new costume where Ryan clearly hated the look, and Sage was the only one to push back, calling it stupid. And that little bit of support allowed Ryan to really stand up for himself against his father, unlike everyone else in the room. And I think it takes small steps, but those little seeds will grow and Ryan will start to learn, I hate my dad. And the stuff with Newman, the whole ban critical soup theory move, that's Sage just closing the door on the hearsay, a mirror to our real world debate over critical race theory. If you can't question soups, you can't organize against them. And that's her way of controlling the narrative and the next generation. So I ultimately think Sage's plan is just to control everything. But unfortunately, we don't know enough of Sage to tell if her motivations are to see if she can simply do it, or if she just craves an actual world of stability, or if she just, wants the chaos. While speaking with TV Line, Susan Hayward, who plays Sister Sage, said in regards to her phase 2 plan, in a very Sage-like way, I have all of these different versions in my head. I have a version in my head where she goes for world domination. I have the version in my head where she flips and shows herself to be a champion of humanity, and she's been just positioning herself to protect humanity this whole time. I have a version in my head where she's a complete agent of chaos and just likes to keep pushing the table over. But the writer's room is open right now. I will find out probably when I arrive to set, and things will probably change again then. We've all been there. You wake up sweaty and feel gross, or you wake up freezing and can't fall back to sleep because your teeth are just chattering. The temperature in your bedroom can make or break your sleep, and that's why I switched to Miracle Made sheets months ago, and I'm never switching back. They're inspired by NASA technology and use silver-infused temperature-regulating fabric to help you sleep perfectly all night long. Miracle Made sheets are crazy comfortable without the high price tag of other luxury brands. Plus, Miracle Made sheets are infused with silver that prevents bacterial growth. Bacteria can clog your pores, causing breakouts and acne, so sleeping on Miracle Made sheets is good for your skin too. Upgrade your sleep or give the gift of better rest. Go to trymiracle.com/newrockstars to try Miracle Made sheets today. You'll save over 40% off, and when you use the promo code newrockstars, you'll get an extra 20% off plus a free 3-piece towel set. They make an amazing gift, and with a 30-day money-back guarantee, there's no risk at all. That's trymiracle.com/newrockstars, code newrockstars at checkout. Thanks to Miracle Made for sponsoring this episode. Speaking on Vought CEOs, we also got our ex-CEO Stan Edgar in this season of Gen V. After being freed by his daughter Victoria Newman, we find out he's adopted Zoe, and the two live underground in a super nice bunker, working behind the scenes to counter Homelander's new soup agenda while simultaneously trying to get his spot back at the top of Vought. And as a reminder, Homelander knows Stan Edgar is out there and still upset about it. So how is he really going to get back to the top? Well, he wants to know that Marie is on his side after Homelander's complete takeover is done, which is a great weapon to have on your side, honestly. He offered to keep Marie safe in return for her services. Those who remain will reshape the world. Unfortunately, from all we know about Stan Edgar and for what he's done in this season, I don't think he's going to make big significant moves. I think he's going to hide out for shit to really hit the fan, which will result in him being reinstated. Either he's gonna broker an agreement or use his other side hustle to introduce a new speed bump that Sage sees as a benefit. If he is one part of the resistance, he can handle the political conglomerate capital side with ease probably. He just needs more leverage. As for Marie, will she be the end-all be-all for Homelander? Simply, from a writing perspective, I don't think so. We spent so much time with the boys. It would be utterly insane not to let the final hit on Homelander be Ryan or Butcher. Kripke has also acknowledged we still work hard to try to maintain our balance, that the boys is about the boys and Gen V is about Gen V. The characters provide crucial assets, but it's still about the boys. And I think we'll see more from the Gen V cast than we saw from Kate and Sam last season of The Boys, but it won't be half the focus. However, Kripke has acknowledged the importance of both Marie and Homelander's childhood, and this is what makes Marie different from Homelander. This nature-nurture agreement of how important nurturing is, you can almost line them up. Every single character that isn't a monster, had a good childhood. So this extreme lack of nurturing will boost Homelander's worst traits. His bad upbringing makes him dangerous because he never really learned what to do or how to do it. So how is it going to work with Ryan, who's becoming more violent and less subtle with every day he lives and learns from Homelander? Just think about it. In terms of Marie, it looks like they'll stick to her empathetic nature to combat Homelanders. In this, I think Marie will heal Butcher. I don't know if she can, but I believe those affected by the temp compound V might have found an out with Marie's powers. This is my hope. If Marie can heal Butcher, Huey, even Ashley, they get more power in their corner, and she can continue to help the resistance by healing them, getting them back out there, and then all those small numbers don't look as bad now. Gen V also digs deeper into Compound V, specifically the V1, the version originally given to Stormfront and Soldier Boy. This strain grants an extended lifespan along with other enhanced abilities. And while I don't think it will be a major plot point in The Boys Season 5, it could open the door for characters like Bombsight or other soups introduced in the prequel, who may have taken the original Compound V to appear in the main show. They could end up fighting with or against the Resistance. That connection will also help us figure out which characters will ultimately be villains or allies in the prequel series, especially since so much of Vought International's foundation is rooted in political and fascist ideologies. But even beside that, the revisit of Vought 1 is just a significant part for Vought Uprising because, again, it stars Stormfront and Soldier Boy. Lastly, what will happen to God U now? Will it appear in Season 5 and under whose watch? We simply do not know right now. The students are on the run with the Resistance, and it's fair to assume Vought CEO Sage will still pin this on them. But how will they explain Godolkin, the almost 100-year-old Vought scientist who had a bad reputation and not so great legacy? Like the real world will probably do, they could claim it was AI or deepfaked. They may shut down the school for a while. Also, we don't know how bad things have gotten until the final season, especially with that 6-month time jump. Still, it seems unlikely that God U will reopen, considering it's the perfect battleground for a clash between Starlighters and home teamers after everything that happened with Godolkin. And also keep in mind that Rufus, who led the pro soup movement on campus, has been surprisingly grateful since being saved by Sam and the others. That might hint at him finally waking up to Vought's lies and possibly guiding his followers to do the same. So, you know, a lot of opportunities here. On a smaller note, there's so much to look forward to, and we still didn't even talk about The Boys Mexico still in development and the additional show Kripke had alluded to that no one knows about. Unfortunately, we're probably not getting another season of Diabolical, but either way, the Boys universe is expanding and our final season might see the fall of Homelander. Finally! We just needed more kids in our corner, a bigger resistance, and I'm ready to see more heads pop, baby. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on Gen V, the final episode, the final season of The Boys. Who are you watching it for? Do you think Sage will win? Do you think Homelander will fall? Follow me at Lulu_Clemons, and a special thanks to one of our YouTube members, Marisa Miranda, for supporting us at the executive producer level. Subscribe to all the channels in the new Rockstars network for breakdowns and news coverage of everything you love. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in Season 5.